Welcome back to Grade 7 Math. This is lesson number 6.1, Investigate and Describe Patterns. Starting with this video and tomorrow's class, we are beginning a brand new unit, Patterning and Algebra. And this is actually a two-part unit. First part being all about patterning, second part all about algebra. So of course for part one of our unit, we are going to spend a few days looking at a variety of patterns. Knowing how to find, describe, and extend patterns are actually useful skills for the algebra portion of this unit. So even though stuff we're going to do over the next few days may not feel like algebra, uh, it's actually going to really help as we move forward. And we will reach a point in our unit where we'll say, oh, okay, that's why we've just taken time to look at finding patterns, describing them, continuing patterns. Next slide. In a pattern, you can predict what comes next. Some patterns are based on number operations. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8. I think you can guess the next few, 10, 12, 14. We're just counting by twos. Other patterns, though, are based on geometric shapes, which we will indeed look at. To describe a pattern, we first need to identify the first item. Then we describe how the numbers or shapes that follow are generated or created. Okay, we're going to try some practice with this on the next 3 slides. Okay, so here's example 1. Describe the following pattern and state the next 3 numbers in the pattern. So we've got 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. I've actually heard a couple of different ways of describing and extending this pattern, but what I want you to do is put the video on pause on a scrap piece of paper or blank piece of paper. Write down what you think the pattern is, and then write down the next 3 numbers in the pattern. After you've got it, put the video back on play, and I'll reveal the correct answer. Okay, here we go. So now you've hit play. Let's see if you got the right answer. The answer is, each number is a perfect square. Okay, we had 1 times 1 equals 1, 2 times 2 equals 4, 3 times 3 equals 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25. So we think that 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7, 49, 8 times 8, 64. Okay, here's another example. And I'm just going to ask you to ignore the box outline around the second term. This was the best image that I could find for the second item. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to look at the pattern of dots below. First, going to describe the pattern. In other words, figure out what's going on here. And then, I want you to determine how many dots will be in the next 3 terms. So just like you did the last slide, put this on pause, write down your answers, then hit play, check and see if you got it right. Okay, here we go. So you may have noticed that there were 3 dots, then 6 dots, then 9 dots. Okay, so the number of dots is increasing by 3. So that means 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. Okay, one more slide that I'm going to go through with you on this video. Here's another dot pattern. So I'm challenging you to describe the pattern that you see and then write down the number of dots that will be in the next two terms. Okay, so first, second, third, and fourth terms are done. Put the video on pause. Write down what the pattern is, what the next two terms are. Alright, time to reveal the answer. Okay, so we started by adding 2 dots. Then we added 3. Then we added 4 dots. So that means for the next term we're going to add 5 dots. And 10 plus 5 is 15. So for next term we're going to have 15 plus 6, which is 21 dots. Alright. So you're still going to try these at home, but I'm not going to reveal the answers here. So what you're going to do for each of these patterns is determine what numbers, what the missing numbers are in each pattern. And then we'll go over this in class tomorrow. So put the video on pause, jot down your answers. When you're done, hit play. Okay, and time for another geometric pattern. Take a look at this pattern below. I want you to pay attention to what's happening with the blue squares every time we add a new term. So again, what you're going to do is put the video on pause, and you're going to write down what the pattern is that you see. You can certainly go ahead and draw the next two terms, or if you feel comfortable, you can write down how many blue squares will be in the next two terms. But either way, whether you're using words or pictures, I do want you to pause the video and try out this problem. We'll take it up tomorrow. Okay. Wow. Beautiful pattern out of Star Wars. I do believe this is The Empire Strikes Back. Oh, but anyways, I'm still filming. So after we go through the problems on the previous two slides, you are going to get a good amount of time to try plenty of practice activities in class. But until our next class, this concludes today's video.